Hello guys, I am Harshal and you are watching Spoken Essays JavaScript tutorial. You are learning JavaScript with me. So far we have learned basic JavaScript ES6 and as well as regular expressions. We learned all of that on our own with the help of freeCodeCamp, of course, but on our own. And you can see that. And we have occasional help from Mr. Sagar. So I appreciate his contributions as well, and any other people, that is Somyajit and then Sarthak there, and then Yogen Shah's there. So because of all these people, I am where I am today, and of course because I chose to go through the freeCodeCamp course. And moving on, let us continue from where we left off. Last time I finished the regular expressions course, and now we are going to learn debugging. What is debugging, what debugging means, how to debug your code. We will go through all of that. In the previous steps we wrote the code as we liked. Now there should be different ways and methods in which one should write the code, how one should avoid infinite loops and avoid problematic code, and basically collaborative code, if I dare say. So let me share my screen with you, and you can see it's a blank screen. Unfortunately I am looking at something else, so I'll have to do some changes, make some changes to this screen. So now you're looking at the OBS screen. You can see I am selecting the Samsung display, and now it's visible. Great. Let me also put my face in there. Great, you are here. Okay, my face. Oh yeah, you can also see that my face somewhere around here. There's also a lower third. I'm going to also remove that before we continue. So what I'll do is I'll turn it off from here. Good, it has disappeared. You can see no text is playing in this area right here. Before there was. And now if I go to main, okay, good enough. All right. Yeah, shout out to friend Casey. You can check out his channels in the description, and check out Yogen Shah's channel in the description. Moving on, so we finished this course last week, and this week basic JavaScript. Yesterday we finished ES6 and maybe a little bit of it today, and then we went on with regular expressions. We finished regular expressions completely today. I think at beginning in the previous live video, the entire live video was about regular expressions themselves. Now we are going to work on debugging. Debugging is the process of going through your code, finding any issues and fixing them. Issues in code generally come in three forms: syntax error that prevent your program from running, runtime errors where your code has unexpected behavior, or logical errors where your code doesn't do what you intended. Interesting. In this course, you'll learn how to use the JavaScript console to debug programs and prevent common issues before they happen. Very good. So maybe because of this debugging course, I will understand more and I will scream less at the issues that I face, hopefully. So let's see. This is the first part. It says JavaScript. Use the JavaScript console. This is the console. I will expand it. It will still readjust itself with every test, but use the JavaScript console to check the value of a variable. You can see here a5 b1 and this is a++. You know what, before I read this, let's read this first. This should be this should give us a better understanding. So both Chrome and Firefox have excellent JavaScript consoles. They do, also known as dev tools for debugging your JavaScript. You can see here, this is their JavaScript console. So many errors, but basically whatever. So that was the console. You can check it out yourself in your own time. Basically, where the inspect element is, you go here and you click on console and it will open the console. This is the JavaScript console. Okay. So it says both Chrome and Firefox have excellent JavaScript consoles, also known as dev tools for debugging your JavaScript. Okay. You can find developer tools in your Chrome's menu or web console in Firefox's menu. Again, this is that. Okay. And it has some errors. I think if I refresh the page, it will work out just fine, I believe. Yeah, this says 7. You can see this says 7, and in the console it will also say 7. That is very cool. Okay, yeah, whatever this is, something concerning, it says, oh my god, whatever. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'll close this. If you're using a different browser on a mobile phone, we strongly recommend switching to desktop, Firefox or Chrome. Yeah, if you want to see the console.log method, which prints the output of what's within its parentheses to the console, will likely be the most helpful debugging tool. I have been using this debugging tool without realizing that it is a part of the debugging tool. Placing it at strategic points in your code can show you the intermediate values of variables. Actually, yeah, I've been using that and still I gave myself headaches. It's good practice to have an idea of what the output should be before looking at what it is. Having checkpoints to see the status of your calculations throughout your code will help narrow down where the problem is. Here is an example to print the string hello world to the console. Yep, I think I'm fairly thorough with console.log, so I'm not going to understand this, explain this. You guys also understand because I've been using console.log for quite some time now. Use the console.log method to print the value of the variable a where noted in the code. Okay, so this, instead of 7, it should print the value of a. That's it. We are done. 8% complete. I think we will be done with this pretty quickly, or maybe not, but yeah, 8% done. It will be difficult when we are debugging some difficult code, some long lines of code. Understanding the differences between the freeCodeCamp and browser console. You may have noticed that some freeCodeCamp challenges include their own console. This console behaves a little differently than the browser console. Yes, it does. Mr. Sagar proved it to me that way. So with global variables, with local variables are not allowed outside a loop or a function or a constant or a class. But actually, if they are accidentally global, then they can be used outside the loop, class or function. Okay. So yeah, there are many methods to use the console to output messages. Log 1, clear, to name a few. That is new information, brand new information. The freeCodeCamp console will only output log messages, while the browser console will output all messages. When you make changes to your code, it will automatically run and show the logs. Yeah, like this. Okay. Then what? Okay, I'll have to resize you. Very good. That's much better. I'll keep this console open. If I write clear here, okay, CLEAR, that doesn't work. I write clear console and the console will clear itself, but the issues still persist. Whatever, leave that. Okay, while the browser console will output all messages. Yeah, when you make changes to your code, it will automatically run and show the logs. The freeCodeCamp console is then cleared each time your code runs. Yes, I have experienced that. It does. Yeah, it does clear itself every time I edit even a little bit of code. You can see automatically, and we can also see this error appearing in the console, in the Google Chrome's console. And now there's no error. It says your test output will go here, and this this shows up. I don't know what that is, but yeah, that shows up. Must be something, but I'm not going to read that because we're not right now studying what browser works and why a browser shows a message. Okay, so if you go to campus console is then cleared, then each time your code runs. Now first open your browser console. Yep, so you know what, I'm going to refresh this page in that case so that we can see all the stuff. Okay, so first open your browser console. You can see the logs. No logs yet, nothing has been added yet. Yeah, logs are here. Okay, to do that you can right click the freeCodeCamp navigation bar at the top and click inspect on most browsers, and find the console tab in the window opens. After that, use console.log to log the output variable. So I write here console.log. That's it, just it. It says flog native code. What does this do? To log the output variable. Oh, acha. Is that it? Do I also write console.log, and do I write put caught reference error, output is not defined because it's here. To the output variable, to log the output variable, view the two consoles to see the log. Let's write console.log here too. Console.log to log the output variable output. Get this to show once in the freeCodeCamp and not at all in the browser console. I see. Okay. So after that, use console to log the output variable. So log it here first. View the two consoles and see the log. I see the log here, and I also see the log here. You can see that text is here. Finally, use console.clear after you log into log after your log to clear the browser. Okay, here you mean. So if I write console.clear, that will disappear. Oh yeah, I think console.clear has to be written with output. It says output is not defined. I do not understand whether we are supposed to write it here or here. I'll read this again. After that, use console.log this function to log the output variable. We logged the output variable. You can see it here. View the two consoles to see the log. I can see it in this console and in this console. Okay. Finally, use .console.clear after your log. I think they mean here console.clear. Then this console was also cleared and nothing will happen. Oh, interesting. This console was cleared but this wasn't. View the difference in the two consoles. Yes, I did. What about now? We should use console, not output, only clear. To clear the browser console, you should clear the console after your log. Yep, done. Nicely done. Oh, we have Mr. Sagar with us. Hello, welcome Mr. Sagar. You should not pass anything on console.clear. Yep, I understood that. Thank you. And now we are debugging. Okay. Abhi kya? Use type of मतलब किसका type है? If we write type of and then double quotes and then it returns true. Okay. Type of to check the type of a variable. You can use type of to check the data structure. इसको बंद कर देते अगर काम होगा तो वापस open करेंगे. You can use type of to check the data structure or type of a variable. This is useful in debugging when working with multiple data types. If you think you are adding two numbers but one is actually a string, the results can be unexpected. Yes. Type errors can lurk in calculations or function calls. Be careful, especially when you're accessing and working with external data in the form of JavaScript object notation. I have come across JSON files before. Not many times, but JSON files. Yeah, I am aware that there is a file called JSON file. Okay. Type errors can lurk in calculations or function calls. Yeah, be careful, especially when you're accessing and working with external data in form of JSON. Okay. So JavaScript object notation. We came across dot notation and bracket notation. It must be something similar to that. Object notation, so instead of dots or brackets, it must be using objects. I'm not sure either, but yeah, here are some examples of using type of. So console.log, that literally prints everything. Type of and double quotes. What will this print? I have to know. We'll find out, but this should say string, I think. Yeah, because it's double quotes or single. If it were double quotes or single quotes, it should say string. And what does this read? In order the console will display the strings. So yeah, it will say strings. This will say number. This will say object. I mean array, object. Yeah, object and object. JavaScript recognizes 7 primitive immutable data types: boolean, null, undefined, number, string, and symbol. New with ES6. So this is new with ES6. And big integer with ES2020, so that must be after ES6, big int, and one type for mutable items object. Note that in JavaScript, arrays are technically a type of object. Makes sense. Yeah, your yeah, I do remember your fun facts. They are yeah, exactly. They're all coming together. So yeah, now add two console statements to check the type of each of the two variables 7 and 3 in the code. दोनों का. Okay. Only change code below this line. We are not supposed to touch anything above it. This is very simple to do and write. Apparently debugging is quite easy in the beginning, in the first few test steps. So console.log, and I write type of typeof space 7. So it will tell me interesting, 73 and number, and console.log I write type of and then 3 three, that is a variable, and you can see it is a string. Good enough. Two console.log statements to check type of each of the variables, and 7 and 3 in code. Yeah, good enough. 25% complete, 1/4 is complete. Wow, इतना कुछ है ही नहीं इसमें लग रहा है. Maybe the rest of the 75% will give us a 2-hour long headache. Hopefully not, but let's see. Okay. We have more comments. Console.log type of 1, it will be string. Yes, that would also work. Unfortunately उन्होंने टेस्ट में कंडीशन रखी थी कि 2 console लिखने पड़ेंगे. Otherwise that would have worked. Or are you speaking about something else? I think you're speaking of something else. What does this say? Console.log type of. So type of twice. Oh, so type of 1 to 3. So type of 1 to 3 would be a number, and type of I understand what you mean. मैं समझाता हूँ, मुझे भी समझ आ गया. I'll explain to the viewers as well. So if I write console.log and inside I write type of twice, then of course it would return a value string. Yeah. Was 1 to 3. This in itself is it will return a string called a number, and that word number is a string. Now receivables is not defined. ये इसको सबको comment करना पड़े to do anything. Yeah, now it would say string. Why? Because the whatever this returns, this will return the word string, so it will be string. Yeah, you guys get it. If I remove this, then it's telling us the type of 1 to 3. Right now it's telling us the type of this string, whatever this returns. So yeah, understood. Very cool, very nice. Fun fact indeed. Okay, back to this. So catch misspelled variable and function names. The console.log and type of methods are two primary ways to check intermediate values and types of program output. Now it's time to get into the common forms that bugs take. Not defined. Okay. Bugs take. One syntax level issue that fast typers can commiserate. Okay, let's see. Commiserate. Okay, commiserate. Not serate. Commiserate. Express or feel sympathy or pity. Sympathize or. Okay. Fast typers can sympathize with is the humble spelling error. मैं स्पेलिंग एरर्स कितने करता हूँ? 500 400 बहुत सारे करता हूँ. I wouldn't call myself a fast typer, and yet I make spelling errors. Okay. Transpose missing or miscapitalized characters in a variable or function name will have the browser looking for an object that doesn't exist and complain in the form of a reference error. So reference error usually are spelling errors. Usually. Because it can't find what it's looking for. Okay. Or yeah, it's looking for an object that doesn't exist and complain in the form of a reference error. JavaScript variable and function names are case sensitive. Yes, they are. Fix the two spelling errors in the code. Networking capital in here in the code, so the networking capital calculation works. Receivables, payables, payable, receivables. So this should become payables. There is a typo. Receive, the spelling of receive is correct, and we have the answer networking capital is 2. See, this is the console log networking capital, that is static text, and this is variable text networking capital. Whatever this stores, this variable stores, will be the answer. So is 2. If this were, let's say, 1, then it would become 9. Yeah, cool. Basically subtraction. Okay, done. 33% complete. We are on fire, guys. Catch unclosed parenthesis, brackets, braces and quotes. Unclosed, गलती वलती हो गई या जो red underline है. Another syntax error to be aware of is that all opening parentheses, brackets, curly brackets and quotes have a closing pair. Yes, they do. बहुत दिमाग खाते हैं. Forgetting APs tends to happen when you're editing existing code and inserting items with one of the pair types. Yes, I experienced that in one of the live videos in the morning. Also take care when nesting code blocks into others, such as adding a callback function as an argument to a method. One way to avoid this mistake is, as soon as the opening character is typed, immediately include the closing match, then move the cursor back between them and continue editing. Fortunately, most modern code editors generate the second half of the pair automatically. Yes, this is actually very good. If you are using VS Code or any other editor that is a modern editor, what they do is, if I write, let's say, if I put the opening parenthesis, it will automatically put the closing parenthesis. This was not the case earlier. Now it is, and that's why they've also included this in their editor. Very nice, actually. Okay, fix 2 pairs errors in the code. So we have to find out where the bracket ends. This is a square bracket. The square bracket ends here. You can see the red underline disappeared from there. Let me zoom in. Is that better, guys? That is much better to me as well, looking at it from this distance. Okay, and where is, I can see another red underline here, so we should put another parenthesis so that, oh, and you can see this is highlighted. Before, when you highlight this, you can see this end where it ends, but there was no, it isn't highlighted here. The moment I put a parenthesis, this and this is highlighted. That is another feature with VS Code and so many other editors, and also online browser parsers. They highlight the opening and the closing parenthesis so that we guys can understand where it ends and closes. That helps with debugging. Really, that is very good writing. Okay, I think that's it. We fixed the 2 pair errors. और क्या है? Your code अच्छा कुछ गलती है, कुछ कहीं पे रखा है बाकी. Let's see. I just only saw previous is not defined. Acha. Oh yeah, there is also a typographical error. Previous is not defined. Previous. Let's read this. Fix 2 pair errors in the code. कुछ गलतियाँ की थी. Your code should fix the missing piece of the .reduce method. The console output should show the sum of array values is 6. क्या बोल रहा है? Array reduce previous current. Wait, what? Previous and current is equal to previous and current. Let me read this again. शायद मैंने कुछ मिस कर दिया है. Braces and quotes. So we have my array. I'll have to zoom out. Okay, yeah. So array sum equals this. My array dot reduce then previous current. What do you mean by previous and current? It fix the missing piece of reduce method. I think they need the curly brackets. What am I missing? Let's see, let's think, let's understand. This is a function, and in my array we have a function. This is an unnamed function, anonymous function, that begins with this previous current. Oh yeah, we also have to define previous and current. What does reduce function do? Let me read that again. Reduce in JavaScript. I don't know what reduce does. Maybe I don't remember. Yeah, ठीक से कोई normal reduce देखे तो ना. Reduce method executes a reducer function of for array element. Method returns a single value. अरे यार. Show me a function. Okay. We have this array. Document.get element by id demo in array. Oh बाप रे ये सब क्या. Basically numbers dot reduce my function. Where is my function? This is my function. My function total number and this. Let's redo. Subtract the numbers from the array starting from the left. So apparently this reduces 175 minus 50 is 125 and 100. So I'll be subtracting them. What does this mean? Previous and current. But instead of reduce, 1 2 3, this should say 6. Then this cannot be reduced. What are you saying? अच्छा ये तो समझ आया. ओके उसके आर्गुमेंट्स हो गए प्रीवियस एंड करंट. अपेरेंटली प्रीवियस और करंट को ऐड करेगा. बट ये मुझे रिड्यूस समझ नहीं आया. लेट्स रीड दिस अगेन. या वी हैव पास्ड दिस. सो क्लोज करो. या सो व्हाट डज दिस डू? Numbers reduce my function. What does my function do? My function takes a total and a number and it what? Total of what? Where is total equals? You know what? शायद इसमें नहीं समझ आएगा. Let's use Mozilla. These guys are also good really. So array, we have an array 1 2 3 4. Initial value, then array.one reduce. Inside this function reduce we have accumulator and current value. Accumulator and current value. Okay, ये भी कुछ घुस नहीं रहा है, थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. The reduce method executes a user supplied reducer callback function on each element of the array in order passing in the return value from the calculation of the preceding element. मुझे प्लस करना है माइनस करना है, that's my business. Oh yeah, इसको अच्छा हाईलाइट किया तो okay. What is the accumulator? 1 2 3 4. I have to read this. I have to check this out, but I will copy this and I'll also put it in the description for you guys, so whoever is viewing this can read this code. Okay, check कर लेना description में guys. We have, what do we have here? We have Mr. Sagar. First parameter is temporary, which holds sum and it gets returned once array is finished. Okay, he's trying to show us, explain to us. So the first parameter is previous. It is temporary, which holds sum and it gets returned once array is finished. In current, so previous and current. Okay, चलो 42% complete. Okay, अभी क्या है? Catch mixed usage of single and double quotes. हाँ उसके लिए हमने वो /n सीखा था. Okay, but yeah, not /n, that's for line break. JavaScript allows the use of both single and double quotes to declare a string. Deciding which one to use generally comes down to personal preference with some exceptions. Yeah, having two choices is great when a string has contractions or another piece of text that's in quotes. Just be careful that you don't choose the string too early, which causes a syntax error. Here are some examples of mixing quotes. I've had a perfectly wonderful evening, but this wasn't it. So यहाँ पे single quotes हम use कर पाए क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे double quotes use किया. I've had. Then Groucho Marx once said, "Quote me," as saying I was misquoted. Again, this also worked, but this didn't work when we used single quotes at the beginning. So it closed it here, and this will be considered some code. but it won't be passed, and this is apparently an argument. And then tit, yeah, that. Okay, the first two are correct, but the third is incorrect. अच्छा तो ठीक से सोच के करो भाई. Basically, of course it's okay. Yeah, sorry. Of course it's okay to use only one style of quotes. You can escape the quotes inside the string by using the backslash escape character. Yes, \n \t वो सब हमने learn किया था. T is for tab, N is for new line, R is for return. And वो हम लोग एक और करते थे वो page break के लिए. I forgot what the page break is. I think yeah, there was a character, but we don't use page break anymore, so we don't need to use that. Okay, yeah, so that's called an escape character. Okay, constant, all same quotes. I've had a perfectly wonderful. Yeah, if you're using the same quote for a string to denote a string and inside the string itself. Okay, fix the string so it either uses different quotes from the href value or escape the existing ones. Keep the double quote marks around the entire string. ये रखने ही पड़ेंगे, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? Yeah, one thing we can do is I put a backward slash, काम हो गया, backward slash again, हो गया काम. So that will work. You can see it has been printed with the double quotes. चलो try करते हैं, थोड़ा practice करते हैं. I can see it's already done, but if we let's find out other ways to do this. So let me put this, I forgot what it's called. Sheesh. Okay. Then we don't need this or this. I forgot what it's called. Let's find out. This is the backtick. Yeah, so the backtick. Oh no. Am I connected still? Okay, yes, I am connected. Oh, I'm so sorry guys, I pressed command Q, and by mistake I closed Chrome itself. I'm happy to see that I'm still live on YouTube. I'm glad. I'm extremely glad. So command W, maybe not be in a hurry. So yeah, backticks. We were on backticks. Am I live? I can see that I am live. We have 2 viewers. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, some typo error. Yeah, but we solved this. Let me save that. Okay, we did solve this. It says 50% complete. Good. Now, another way I was thinking of is using backticks. So when we're using backticks, we don't need to use the escape character. Yeah. So backticks also work. We could also use single quotes. That will also get the work done. Okay, good enough. I think yeah, 3 things we were 3 ways I remember. I don't remember any other way we can do it, but yeah, this works. क्या हुआ इसको, क्या तकलीफ होगी? The code should fix the quotes around the href value home. हाँ तो ये तो बराबर है, क्या है? By either changing or escaping them. So apparently single quotes. Why do single quotes not work? It does print that. It prints that, yet that doesn't. That's not allowed. Why? Okay. I'll use backticks. Backticks work. They solve the problem. Literally solved it. Okay. अच्छा double quotes नहीं चाहिए. अब क्या है? उनको चाहिए क्या? Either changing or escaping them. So I changed it. What do you mean? I just solved you, didn't I? You know what? I'm going to reset this lesson. चलो यहाँ पे एक backtick यूज़ करेंगे और यहाँ पे backtick यूज़ करेंगे. हो गया ना काम? नहीं. Okay. Apparently double quotes need to be changed. अब नहीं, अरे यार ठीक है चलो. Yeah, back to you then. We'll use you. You will work. You must work. You should work. Yeah, clear. हो गया काम. Oh, hello Swamijit, hello, thank you for joining. 50% done. Is the live chat on? Yes, the live chat is on. I can see we have 2 viewers. Thank you for the both of you joining. I think yeah, I know the 2 viewers, that is Somajit and Mr. Sagar. Thank you. Okay, so catch use of assignment operator instead of equality operator. Okay, हाँ equality operator का भी use करेंगे instead of assignment operator. So this is assignment 1 equal to sign. Now we will use equality operator. Branching programs, i.e. in essence ones that do different things in if certain conditions are met, rely on if and else statements. The condition sometimes takes the form of testing whether a result is equal to a value. Yeah, this logic is spoken in English as at least as if x equals y, then, which can literally translate into code using the equal to or assignment operator. This leads to unexpected control flow in your program. Yeah. As covered in previous challenges, the assignment operator in JavaScript assigns a value to a variable name, and the double equals to and triple equals to operator check for equality. The triple sets for strict equality, meaning both value and type are the same. Yes. The code below assigns x to be 2. Yeah, below, we're not talking about you. When they say below, this is the code below. The code below assigns x to be 2. Okay. What? Which evaluates as true almost every value on its own JavaScript values. Oh yeah, because equality operator, not sorry, this is the assigning operator. Yeah, so x equals y, so then x is given the value of 2. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay, almost every value on its own in JavaScript evaluates to true except that what are known as the falsy values. So false, 0, double quotes, empty string, NaN, unidentified, and null. In this example, the code block within the if statement will run for any value of y unless y is falsy. Falsy as in it has these values. The else block, which we expect to run here, will not actually run. Yes, it will not run. Yeah, because this will turn out to be true. This is not a, yeah, we're not checking anything, we're assigning it. Okay, fix the conditions of the program. So now they're referring to this, so keep your eyes and ears open. So fix the conditions so the program runs the right branch and the appropriate value is assigned to result. Okay. हाँ, तो चलो अभी कोड को समझने का ट्राई करते हैं. क्या बोल रहे हैं? Let x equals 7, okay. Let y equals 9, okay. Let result 2 come, ठीक है, okay. इसमें जाएंगे. Obviously first we put 2 equals sign equality operator. I think that's it. हाँ, बस हो गया, right? So if x equals y, which it is not, it will return not equal, and it does return not equal. क्या बोल रहा है? Fix the conditions so the program runs the right branch and the appropriate value is assigned to result. Yeah, कुछ भी बनाते रहते हैं. Yeah, we are good. 58% complete. Let's go. We have 5 plus 5 equals. I don't know why you wrote that, Mr. Sagar. Could you explain that? Okay, क्या बोल रहा है ये? Catch missing open and closing parentheses after a function call. Okay, देखते हैं. Okay, catch missing open and closing parentheses after a function call. When a function or method doesn't take any arguments, you may forget to include the empty opening and closing parentheses when calling it. Oftentimes, yeah, जैसे ये है यहाँ पे, we literally are supposed to do this. Yeah, और उसका आंसर दे देगा, but I think पढ़ लेते हैं. Oftentimes, the result of the function call is saved in a variable for other use in your code. This error can be detected by logging variable values or their types to the console and seeing that one is set to a function reference instead of the expected value of the function returns. What they're saying is, if there weren't here, this would still be empty. console.log is important so that we can see that we are not getting the desired result. It says function get 9, not the value that we wanted, which is 9. Yeah, the variables in following example are different. So we have this function called my function. It doesn't take any argument. It simply, whenever called, runs and returns the value you rock. Now variable 1 is my function, variable 2 is my function. This will return it will return my function and variable, and my is the string you rock. Exactly, fox the code so that I don't think I need to read that, but line 7 parentheses. Okay, you meant okay, I get it. Line 5 equality operator, and line 5 and then line 7 parentheses. Yes, of course. I'm trying to avoid what you just did. मैं पहले उस पे कूद जाऊंगा तो ये जो पढ़ाने का ट्राई कर रहे वो समझ नहीं पाऊंगा. So I'm trying to do that. Otherwise we could simply go that way. But thank you. Catch arguments passed in the wrong order when calling a function. Continuing the discussion on calling functions. The next bug to watch out for is when a function's arguments are supplied in the incorrect order. ये हमने पहले पढ़ा है. If the arguments are different types, such as a function expecting an array and an integer, this will likely throw a runtime error. If the arguments are the same type, all integers for example, then the logic of the code won't make sense. Make sure to supply all required arguments in the proper order to avoid these issues. So ये B और E लेता है, but this says power B in E. Okay, interesting. Base is 2, exponential is 2 raised to 3. Exponential 3 raised to 2. What? I पूरा confused कर दिया. हाँ पढ़ते हैं. The function raised to power raises a base to an exponent. Unfortunately, it's not called properly. Fix the code so the value of power is the expected 8 instead of 9. Basically, let's make you B and let's make you E. That should give us 8. Yep, done. यहाँ पे change किया, अगर यहाँ पे change कर दे तो भी desired result मिल ही जाता. I will show you. E comma space B, it will also give us 8. So either you can flip this or you can flip that and it would, both of them would work. कुछ गलती आ गई, क्या हुआ? Your code should use the correct order arguments of the raised power to function call. अच्छा, B and E. So base, then this should say base and exp and it says 9 again. Interesting. हाँ इन दोनों को flip किया है. B, E. 8. Yep, I think that should work. That works. Nice. 75% complete. Nice, flawless victory indeed. Debugging is the shortest. I think एक घंटे में पूरा debugging खत्म कर दिया हमने. Catch off by 1 errors when using indexing. Catch off by 1 errors. अभी यहाँ पे भी कोई red underlines नहीं है. इसको पूरा देखना पड़ेगा, but let's see. Off by 1 error, sometimes called oh boy. Crop up when you're trying to target a specific index of a string or array to slice or access a segment, or when looping over the indices of them. JavaScript indexing starts at 0, not 1. Yes, it does. Which means the last index is always 1 less than the length of the item. If you try to access an index equal to the length, the program may throw an index out of range. Reference error or print undefined. You can see undefined here. When you use string or array methods that take index ranges as arguments, it helps to read the documentation and understand if they are inclusive. Yes, whether they are inclusive. The item at the given index is part of what's returned or not. Here are some examples of off by 1 error. So we have a variable called alphabet, this string, then another variable called length, which will tell us the length of this alphabet, which be, let's say, whatever, with that will be whatever numbers. For let I equal 0, I is less than or equals to length. So basically जब तक length iterate करेगा, क्या करेगा? console.log alpha I. Yes, the thing is this length and the 0 based indexes work differently. just जब इसकी value 0 की तो I a पकड़ेगा, but the point, I get it. Okay, this should be -1 or this should be -1 really. Okay. For let j equals 1, j is less than length alphabet j. 0, 1, 0, interesting. ये क्या है? That's the second time. Okay, what does this do? It will print the j value. So this will print the first and then j. Okay. For let k equals 0, k less than length k plus plus alphabet k. The first example here loops 1 too many times. 1 too many times. The second loops 1 too few times, missing the first index 0. Yes, it will. ये 1 too many times मतलब एक ज़्यादा बार कर रहा है, because yeah it's going with the length and not the actual indexing. हाँ, क्योंकि length is not a zero based index, the length is not a zero based index, but this thing, yeah, this thing is, that's why. The third example is correct, yeah, क्योंकि less than not equal to length. So जब वो whatever इसका जो भी हो 20 होगा 20 30 whatever, so when it reaches 29 it will stop. The moment it's 30 is not less than 30, so yeah, it will stop. Okay, fix the two indexing errors in the following function. So all the numbers 1 through 5 are printed to the console. Right now it's printing 2 3 4 5. Okay, let's read this. There is a function called count to 5. It doesn't take any argument, no arguments. You can simply call it and it will print it. Okay, क्योंकि console.login. Okay, first it declares a variable 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. अच्छा, it's not even an array, doesn't matter. ठीक है. Let length equals first 5 dot length. So first 5 की length क्या है? 1 2 3 4 5. It will be 5. But we have zero based indexing, so instead of equals to we remove that and we get 2 3 4 5. But we also want to print 1, so we change this to 0 and now we have 1 2 3 4 5. Good enough. We can go to the next step. Yeah, but yeah, this is easy. Good debugging. Maybe the rest of the things will be, yeah, you can see this is becoming, yeah, the complexity or the difficulty is increasing. Maybe the code, code देखे क्या होगा. Oh, we have one viewer. Thank you for watching. Use caution when reinitializing variables inside a loop. Okay, sometimes it's necessary to save information, increment counters or reset variables within a loop. A potential issue is when variables either should be reinitialized and aren't, or vice versa. This is particularly dangerous if you accidentally reset the variable being used for the terminal condition, causing an infinite loop like this one. Printing variable values with each cycle of your loop by using console.log can uncover buggy behavior related to resetting or failing to reset a variable. So now we are going to debug this probably. The following function is supposed to create a two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional, okay, with m rows and n columns. So yeah, we can see this is a two-dimensional array. M rows and n columns, okay, of zeros. Unfortunately, it's not producing the expected output because the row variable isn't being reinitialized. Set back to an empty array for the in the outer loop, क्योंकि globalized होगा. पढ़ते हैं, आगे जाते हैं. Fix the code so it returns a correct 3x2 array of zeros which looks like this. Okay. Okay, let's read you now. We have a function called zero array which creates a 2D array with m rows and n columns of zeros. So this is what adds the mth row into the new array, pushes n zeros into the current row and creates the columns. And this is what it does. Okay, let's go one by one. Where does this function end? It ends here. Okay, so inside this is the magic happens. Okay, can you guys see that? I think you should be able to see that. Okay, so this is where the magic happens. Okay, so it says creates a 2D array with m rows and n columns of zeros. So this, yeah, so let new array, so we have an empty array with us. Let row and empty array again. Now we have a loop, for loop. Where does this for loop end and begin and end? So this is where the for loop ends. That all of this is inside the for loop. Okay, so let I equals 0, I greater than m. M is whatever we enter, so we have a 3x2 matrix. So until this is 3, yeah, okay, 0 1 and 2, so it will run 3 times. Okay, this loop will run 3 times. Okay, good enough. Now inside this As long as this is true, is as long as I is less than n, it will run this loop. Now what does this do? For let j equals 0, j less than n, j plus plus. तो क्या है, j अभी बनाएंगे, j क्या है, pushes n zeros into the current row to create the columns. Okay, so j equals 0, j is less than n, so अभी 2. तो ये अंदर का for के अंदर जो दूसरा for है वो loop इतना चलेगा, right? या basically it's pushing the number 0 to the first row. Okay, and then new array push row. और ये लूप जब ख़त्म हो जाएगा उसके बाद इस स्टेप पे जाएगा न्यू अरे डॉट पुश एंड रो. पुश क्या करेगा, रो को पुश करेगा, दिस, and then it will get to the second one. Okay, and then return new array and this is it. Okay, अभी तकलीफ क्या आ रही है, इसको पढ़ते पढ़ते मुझे तकलीफ समझ नहीं है. Interesting. It's supposed to create a two-dimensional array with m rows and n columns of zeros. Unfortunately, it was producing expected out because the row variable isn't being initialized. Set back to an empty array. क्योंकि global variable है ना. In the outer loop, fix the code so it returns a correct 3x2 array of zeros. इसको काट के देखते हैं. If I put it in here, yep, works. बस इधर से इधर मूव करना था. Very generous of them actually. If you think about it, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा किया. उन्होंने हमारे लिए गैप छोड़ के रखा, literally छोड़ के रखा. You can see there's no gap except here. There's only one gap. So actually, yeah, did that. But it also makes sense because it's not inside this for loop, so it is kind of global. So इसमें जो भी for loop के अंदर change करता रहेगा वो सब इसमें जाएगा. Yeah, but we now have it, I think. Yep, 92% complete. I think last है ये. Prevent infinite loops with a valid terminal condition. Okay, हाँ मजा आएगा. The final topic is the dreaded infinite loop. People don't like it. Loops are great tools when you need your program to run a code block a certain number of times or until a condition is met, but they need a terminal condition that ends the looping. Yes, infinite loops are likely to freeze or crash the browser and cause general program execution mayhem, which no one wants. Yeah. There was an example of in the introduction of this session. To this session, it had no terminal condition to break out of the while loop inside loopy. Do not call this function. I am going to call this function. What does this do? So function called loopy, it says while it's true, print hello world. I am going to call this function. Let's see what happens. It's only an R, isn't it? I'll save this code first. We go to new tab and I open the console. Here I print this. Let's see. Yep. Choose your form factor, div tools, whatever. It says undefined. Actually, do not call this function. Oh yeah, now I think the moment if I call you, it will keep printing hello world. You can see it's an infinite loop. Yeah. Hey, clear console history. Clear console, please. Alright, come on. Clear console. Somehow that's not working. I have officially crashed Google Chrome. I don't think you guys can see that. Chrome chipak gaya hai. I can't access it. And this just keeps on going and going. Wow. And it stopped at a certain point. Or if I close this tab, nothing seems to be getting past it. Yep, Google Chrome is thus not responding anymore. I'll have to force quit and join back in. Just a second, I'll be back, guys. Okay. So now I have, let me open Chrome. Nope. Am I back online? Yes, I'm back online. Yeah, okay. I don't know how much of that you guys saw, but basically my Chrome crashed. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. I'll keep that closed and I'll keep you closed. Okay. So yeah, do not call that function, guys. Yeah, my Chrome crashed immediately. It's the programmer's job to ensure that the terminal condition which tells the program when to break out of the loop code is eventually reached. One error is incrementing or decrementing a counter variable in the wrong direction from the terminal condition. Another one is accidentally resetting a counter index variable within loop code instead of incrementing or decrementing it. Yeah, the my function contains an infinite loop because the terminal condition I is not equal to 4 will never evaluate to false and break the looping. I will increment by 2 each pass and jump right over 4. Okay, fix the comparison operator in the terminal condition. The loop only runs for I less than or equal to 4. Less than or equal to 4. ठीक है, हो गया. Less than or equal to. So instead of the exclamation mark, I did not even read the code. I just simply read this and changed it. But what does this do? Let's see. This function calls, there is a function called my function. Doesn't take any argument. You just have to call it. It says for loop let I equals 1. I is not equal to 4. I can never be not equal to 4. It will always keep adding. Oh, I see. I is less than or equal to 4, so now it will increment 1 plus 2. ये सिर्फ एक ही बार काम करेगा. If we call this now, let's call it and see it. So my func, very nice, still going. So yeah, it will only print it twice. Yeah, once here and then increment करेगा, फिर दूसरी बार आएगा which 3 will be less than or equal to 3 will be less than 4. Yep. If I do this, it will keep going and we don't want to crash it, so let's not. Okay, cool. 100% complete. Good going, guys. इसको बंद कर देते हैं. Let me close you. So guys, we are done with debugging. Now it has an hour has passed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short break. Yeah, this thing is taxing. This thing is indeed taxing. So I'll take a short break. I'll be back in 10 minutes and I'll see you guys then. Thank you. back. We went through debugging, and now we're going to go through basic data structures. So far we have finished 4 of the courses to learn JavaScript algorithms. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to learn what basic these data structures are. This also has 20 steps, so each step will be 5%. Yeah, more or less. Let's hope to finish this. Maybe we won't finish it now. This is data structures. I think data structures will take some time to understand. Data can be stored and accessed in many ways. You already know some common JavaScript data structures, arrays and objects. Yes, we do. In this basic data structures course, you'll learn more about the differences between arrays and objects and which to use in different situations. You'll also learn how to use helpful JS methods like splice and object.keys to access and manipulate data. Good enough? Let's continue. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, better, much better. Nice. Use an array to store a collection of data. The below is an example of the simplest implementation of an array data structure. This is known as one-dimensional array, meaning it only has one level, or that it does not have any other arrays nested within it. So it is a one-dimensional array. You can see that is indeed a one-dimensional array. Okay. Notice it contains booleans. Yes, booleans, true, false, strings, numbers, strings again, other valid JavaScript data types, undefined and null. Yes, it does. It does. Console.log call displays 7 because we are finding the length. Yeah, so it does have indeed 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Okay, because they're all accepted by JavaScript. Okay. All arrays have a length property, which as shown below can be very easily accessed with the syntax array.length. A more complex implementation of an array can be seen below. This is known as a multidimensional array, or an array that contains other arrays. You can see that this array opens and then another array opens and then it closes right around here. Inside an array we have another array which has 1, 2 and 3 and 4 with different properties and different values. Then we have A, B and C and D. Okay. So this is a multi-dimensional array, or an array that contains other arrays. Notice that this array also contains JavaScript objects, which we will examine very closely in our next section. But for now, all you need to know is that arrays are also capable of storing complex objects. Yes, they do. They are. They do and they are. We have defined a variable called your array. Complete the statement by assigning an array of at least 5 elements in the length to your array variable. Your array should contain at least 1 string, 1 number and 1 boolean. So basically, we are only that was my phone. We're only putting one array, creating an array. So I write we're initializing this variable. So you want 1 string, 1 number, 1 boolean. Okay. Excuse me. And boolean, so we can write true. Cool. At least 5 elements. Yeah, why not? Okay. Undefined and null. Done. क्या चाहिए? At least 5 elements in length to your array variable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, that is incorrect. Yeah, that should do it. Your array should contain at least 1 string, 1 number. Yeah, 5% is complete. I think we'll be done with this if we do not come across any complex statements. The fundamental feature of any data structure is, of course, the ability to not only store data but to be able to retrieve that data on command. So now that we've learned how to create an array, let's begin to think about how we can access that array's information. When we define a simple array as seen below, there are 3 items in it. Yep. In an array, each array item has an index, 0-based indexes. This index doubles as the position of that item in the array and how you reference it. However, it is important to know that JavaScript arrays are 0-based indexes. meaning that the first element of an array is actually the 0th position. This is the 0th position, not the first. This is the first position, this is the 0th position. In order to retrieve an element from an array, we can enclose an index in brackets and append it to the end of the array, or more commonly to a variable which references an array object. This is known as bracket notation. Yes, we came across bracket notation before, and we are going to read that again. So bracket notation, for example, if we want to retrieve the a from our array and assign it to a variable, we can do so with the following code. I think we went through this when we were learning basic JavaScript, but these guys are being very generous with us and explaining it to us again. So yeah, and actually our variable, and then you store it this way. Pretty cool, pretty clear. Now our variable has the value of a. Yep, it has the value of a. Yeah. In addition to accessing the value associated with an index, you can also set an index to a value using the same notation. So yeah, if you write it this way, you can also write it this way, not b anymore. Oh, but you are you're assigning it. Set an index to a value using the same notation. So instead of b, now this will become not b anymore, basically. So using bracket notation, we have now reset the item of index item at index 1 from the string b to not b anymore. Our array is this. Yeah, pretty clear, pretty cool, very nice. In order to complete this challenge, set the second position here. Set the second position, index 1. These guys are being very generous actually, if you think about this. Wait a second, let me change the top chat to live chat. Okay, good enough. Okay, it says now so literally second position or the first position. This says second position, but the second position is the first position, index 1. Yeah, my array to anything you want besides the letter b. Yeah, other than this letter, कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं. Okay, so let us write that. Let we are reassigning it, right? Okay, we don't need to do any of that. I simply write my array and I put the index 1. I give it the value equals to and whatever I want to write. I can make it an empty array and it will still work. Basically it should not be b anymore, so yeah, I could write cat. So a cat b, a cat cd. If I write ball besides the letter b, if I simply write ball, that will also work, but it's because it's not the letter b anymore. 10% complete. Let's hope to let's target to finish this by before the live ends. An array's length, like the data types it can contain, is not fixed. Arrays can be defined with a length of any number of elements, and elements can be added or removed over time. Yes, in other words, arrays are mutable. Yeah, they're not immutable. In this challenge, we will look at two methods with which we can programmatically modify an array: array.push and array.unshift. Array.push is to add it to the end. Array.unshift is to add data to the beginning. Both methods take one or more elements as parameters and add those elements to the array to the method is being called on. The push method adds elements to the end of an array. Unshift adds elements to the beginning. We learned all this in the basic JavaScript course, so it's kind of just we are refreshing our memory, but I like it. Very good actually. So one way you can do is, consider the following. They want us to consider this. Okay, 23, this is XXIII, this is the Roman numeral XX 23. It says let Roman numerals equals, so this is 21 and this is 22, and we are probably going to add this at the end of this, so we use unshift. Interesting. And unshift is taking 2 characters. Interesting. So we're going to unshift. So when you're unshifting, you're adding 2 here. So this is 19 and this is 20. So 19, 20 and 21. Okay. And 22 would have the value 19. You can see unshift. So it will be added at the beginning as the first value. So first this, both of them will be added actually. So first this will be added and then this will be added in that order. So we have 19, 20, 21 and 22, and we use push. Push will push this value to the end of this array. array as in here, so 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. Now notice that we can also pass variables, which allows us even greater flexibility in dynamically modifying our arrays data. So 23 could be literally anything else and it would still work. We have defined a function mixed numbers, thank you, which we are passing an array as an argument. Yes, we are arr, you can see that this is an array. Modify the function by using push and unshift to add I, 2 and 3 to the beginning of the array. 7. Oh, acha. What? Mixed numbers. Oh, okay. To add I, 2, 3 to the beginning of the array and 7 to the end, so that it returned array contains representations of the number 1 to 9 in that order. Oh, so 4, 5, 6. So append karna hai. Append, push and shift karna hai. Okay, so we write what? Arr dot push this whatever and arr dot unshift. I mean, if I write it in the other way, then it would still give us the desired result. It doesn't matter. Now here we write what this. And here we write this. You can see beginning of the array and at the end of. So pushing is at the end of the array. You can see 1, I, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. 15% complete. Good going, good speed. Very good speed actually. It's only half an hour. Oh, that's good. Remove items from an array with pop and shift. Okay, now we're going to pop it and shift it. Pop is removing and shifting is removing. Pop removes it from the end and shift removes it from the beginning. Have corresponding method that are nearly functional opposite pop and shift. Push and unshift and pop and shift. Okay. As you may have guessed by now, instead of adding, pop removes an element from the end of the array. Yes, it pops it. It literally pops it. While shift removes an element from the beginning. The key difference between pop and shift and their cousins push and shift unshift is that neither method takes parameters. Each only allows an array to be modified by a single element at a time. Let's take a look. So when we use pop, it will pop one value from the end of the array. So pop, this will be popped off. Now you can see greetings would have the value this. Okay. The same way when we use shifted, what's up will disappear and we will only have hello. We can also return the value of the removed element with either method like this. Greetings.pop. So it can be stored. Whatever we pop will be stored inside this. Greetings would have the value empty and pop would have the value hello. Okay, we have defined a function pop shift, thank you, which takes an array as an argument. It takes an array as an argument and returns a new array. The way this is done. Let pop equals shift equals. Okay, shifted equals will probably initiate it. Initialize it, sorry, not initiate it. We'll initialize that. क्या लिखा है bit? Modify the function using pop and shift to remove the first and last elements of the argument array and assign the removed elements to their corresponding variable so that the returned array contains their values. Pretty cool, pretty understandable. So we write equals pop के अंदर लिखेंगे pop array dot क्या, you want to pop it, right? So array dot pop, done. You go to shifted now, equals to array dot shift chain, shift, done. It is complete. See, it says challenge complete, literally challenge complete. So we wrote it the right way. 20% complete, very nice. Okay, remove items using splice. Okay, so we've learned how to remove elements from the beginning and end of arrays using shift and pop. But what if we want to remove an element from somewhere in the middle or remove more than one element at once? Well, that's where splice comes in. New concept, splice. Splice allows us to do just that, remove any number of consecutive elements from anywhere in the array. Splice can take up to 3 parameters, but for now we'll focus on just the first two. First two parameters of splice are integers, which represent indexes or positions of items in the array that splice is being called upon. And remember, both of them, probably from the starting point and the ending point. So from that array between 2 and 5 should be spliced. Okay. Remember, arrays are zero indexed. So to indicate the first element of an array, we would use zero splices. First parameter represents the index on the array from which to begin removing elements, while the second parameter indicates the number of elements to delete. Oh, so it's kind of different. We're not specifying a range. What we're doing is in the splice method, we first mention from where to begin and how many to remove from the beginning. Yeah. So if it says 2, it would begin from here, the third value. So because this is the 0th value, this is the first value, and this is the second value. So from 2 it would begin, so it would remove this and this because it says 2, so it would remove 2 values. Okay. Oh, beginning with the third element at index 2, array would have the value today was great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Split not only modifies the array it's being called on, but it returns a new array containing the value of the removed elements. Yes. So we can also store whatever we remove with splice in a new variable. So yeah, that happens. New array has the value. Really happy. We've initialized an array. Use splice. So they've already initialized an array called this. Use splice to remove elements from array so that it only contains elements that sum to the value of 10. Wow. What does this sum to right now? Let's see, 6, 11. Can't use u, we have to remove 5. I mean, we can simply use 7 and but we can only remove that. Interesting. So 5 to 1 is 7 plus 1, 5, 8. Okay. I'm going to attempt to remove these values. So 4, 5, 1, 7. Index begins at 1 and it will take 4 values. Okay, good enough. So do we also want to store it? No, we don't. Okay. So then I can simply write array arr.splice splice, and then we write, what do we write? So we write index 1 and then we write 4. Cool. If you think 5 plus 4 plus 1, 9 and 10. Okay, that's it. We are good to go. Yeah. क्या किया हमने? Basically हमने 1 किया, 4 किया. So index 1 and 4. So this is the first value, this is the second value, and this is the third, and this is the fourth value. So we remove these 4 values. So if you add 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1, it will amount to 10. Yep, cool. Next. Add items using splice. So now we're going to add items instead of removing with splice. Remember in the last time we mentioned that splice can take up to 3 parameters. Well, you can use the third parameter comprised of one or more elements to add to the array. This can be incredibly useful for quickly switching out an element or a set of elements for another. Switcheroo, the good old switcheroo. So let's say if I want to remove this and instead add something else, maybe 1 value, maybe 55 values, we can do that with splice, I believe. Yeah, or a set of elements for another. Yeah. So let's read this. There's a variable called numbers. It has an array. Start index is 3, amount related is 1. Basically it will remove this. Yeah, 10, 11, 12. Instead this will add 13 and 14 probably. That's probably the way it has been set up. Let's continue. So amount related 1. Now numbers.splice First it will take start index 3, so the third value, then amount to delete 1, so only this, and then it will add 13 and 14. So this is the third argument. I can see the third argument is one argument itself. Cool. The second occurrence of 12 is removed and we add 13 and 14 at the same index. The numbers array would be now 10 to 15. Here we begin with an array of numbers, then we pass the following to splice the index at which to begin the elements. Yeah, I understand what they're saying, so I'm going to skip past this. Note that there can be any number of elements separated by commas following amount to delete, each of which gets inserted. Very nice. So these have to be 1, but the rest can be unlimited basically. Each of which gets inserted. Yeah, all of them will get inserted. We have defined a function HTML color names. Ooh, HTML color names. आएगा अभी ये लोग HTML और JavaScript को कभी ना कभी तो मिक्स करने ही वाले थे. We have defined a function HTML color names which takes an array of HTML colors as an argument. Modify the function using splice to remove the first two elements of the array and add dark salmon and blanched almond. We are supposed to remove these two and add dark salmon and blanched almond. Okay. This is a function, so we are going to call a function. Then calling that function will remove these values. I see. We don't really need to do anything. I can simply write arr.splice, nothing, no calling a global variable. You can see that here, no global variable, basically splice inside this. Now क्या क्या निकालना है वापस पढ़ते हैं. Remove the first two elements. Okay, first two elements, right? So 0, 2. So first two elements have been removed. You can see dark golden rod and white smoke have been removed. Now for the third part, we put dark salmon and blanched almond. Okay. I will remove the and I'll put a comma. You can see it. The effect has been achieved. 30% complete. Apparently, data structures are easy to understand. Must be because of all of that Excel experience. The next method we will cover is slice. Copy array items using slice. Rather than modifying an array, slice copies or extracts a given number of elements to a new array, leaving the array it is called upon untouched. Slice takes only two parameters. The first is index at which to begin extraction, and the second is at the index to which stop extraction. Extraction will occur up to but not including the element at this index. Consider this. So we have an array rain, snow, sleet, hail and clear. Now this says let's today weather condition slice, so this will slice 1, so the index 1, snow, and then 3 values, so it will remove snow, sleet and hail. It would say rain, clear. Today's weather will have the value snow, sleet and hail. What? Why not hail? Interesting. Oh, we came across splice first and this is slice. I made a mistake. This is slice before we came across splice. They are two different things. So when you're using slice, it will only slice. Why will it slice? Why will it only slice 3 values? Acha, so this takes the beginning and this takes the end, the ending element. So this would take the first and the second. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is 1, so index 1, 3. Why, if it says 3, why is it not taking sleet and hail? Let's read this again. The next method we'll cover is slice. Other than splice, rather than modifying an array, slice copies or extracts a given number of elements to a new array, leaving the array untouched. It leaves them untouched. Two parameters. First is the index at which to begin extraction. It will begin extraction at snow. And the second is the index at which to stop extraction. Extraction will occur up to but not including the element at this index. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's clear. So it will only take these two. हिल के पहले जो भी होगा वो ले लेगा और स्नो और स्लीट को लेगा. Yeah, that's clear now. Now I understand why these values. Now I understand these values. In effect, we have created a new array by extracting elements from an existing array. Yes, we have. Yep. We have defined a function forecast. We have a function which takes an array. It does modify the function using slice to extract information from the argument array and return a new array that contains the string elements warm and sunny. So index warm is so this is 2 and sunny. So 2 and 4, literally 2 and 4. So I write arr dot slice. क्या करना है इसको? And return a new array that contains the string elements warm and I mean, we could do that. It says return array. In that case, I could simply remove the rest. But we're using slice. इसको अलग करना पड़ेगा. तो क्या चाहिए? हाँ किया है. Modify the function using slice. Return a new array. ठीक है चलो. Array is not defined. Of course, it's not defined. So let array equals array dot slice. ठीक है चलो हो गया. So when we run the function forecast, it will give us this array, but from that array we will, you guys get it. What do we want? We only want warm and sunny. That's the second and the fourth value. Please use separated commas. Yep, हो गया काम. Instead of returning the arr, I asked it to return array, and we used this to slice whatever array they gave us. And you guys get it. Forecast should return warm and sunny. It does. Forecast should utilize the slice method. It does. We are good to go. 35% complete. सही है. Good speed actually. When slice, oh बाप रे. But this text is so long. They want us to understand, probably that's why. Okay, while slice allows us to be selective about what elements of an array to copy among several other useful tasks, ES6 new spread operator allows us to easily copy all of an array's elements in order with a simple and highly readable syntax. The spread syntax simply looks like this: ellipses. In practice, we can use the spread operator to copy an array like so. So we have an array here. If we simply write ellipses and the name of this array, then it will copy the array's values. So now that array equals to that, null, defined and false, whatever. Okay, this array remains unchanged and that array contains the same elements as this array. Copying and pasting. Very nice. ES6, thank you. ECMA script. We have defined a function copy machine. Oh, it copies stuff, which takes an array and number arguments. So कितनी बार copy करना है? Probably. The function is supposed to return a new array made up of copies of arr. Yeah, we have done most of the work for you, but it doesn't work quite right yet. Modify the function using spread syntax so it works correctly. Hint: another method we have already covered might come in handy here. Ooh, okay. Let's read you. Let's try to understand what this says. Function called copy machine, which takes two arguments, array and number. I can see number has been initialized somewhere or used, called, but array has not. So there is let new array equals an empty array, which will be printed. You can see return new array. This is a while loop. While number is greater than or equal to 1. What? While number is greater than or equal to 1. So is 2 greater than or equal to 1? Yes. Infinite loop print. Interesting. Let's see. And then number minus. Oh, then it changes the value of number. Minus. Yeah, the moment it becomes 0, it will stop working. Okay. क्या करना है? कॉपी करना है ना? हाँ. we're using what? Are we using slice in this manner? Okay. So new, अच्छा हाँ तो reassign करेंगे. So new arr equals in block brackets we write dot 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 arr. अभी क्या चाहिए इसको? We have defined a function copy machine which takes an array. It does. We're not supposed to change this anyway. Huh? And num as arguments. The function is supposed to return a new array made up of this number copies of array. We have done most of the work for you. Exactly. So it should print true false multiple times. Append भी करना है क्या? I think we are also supposed to append it. Shift. ऐसे काम नहीं करेगा नहीं. Oh yeah, I think it's unshift. True, false, true, false, false, true. Done. If we were to, run this, what would it do? Let's see. True, false, true. Yeah, that's true. So it should return true, false, true once and true, false, true again in an array. Okay. Then if we write true, true, null, 1, it would return true, true, null once. Let's try you. Let's see what happens. So copy. Paste. And it would print a true, true, null. Yep, works. Now it works 3 times, so it will print. It works 3 times. Hopefully, it works. It works. It works. Yay! Eureka! Yep. Copy machine function should utilize the spread operator. I ensured that it will use the spread operator. Done. 40% complete. To infinity and beyond. Nice. Another huge advantage of the spread operator is the ability to combine arrays or to insert all the elements of one array into another, but at any index. With more traditional syntaxes, we can concatenate arrays, but this only allows us to combine arrays at the end of one and at start of another. Spread syntax makes the following operation extremely simple. Yeah, we can see that. That is actually very cool, very interesting. Wow. That array would have the value basil, cilantro, sage, rosemary, parsley, thyme, and coriander. You can see all of them are now here. Using spread syntax, we have just achieved an operation that would have been more complex and more verbose had we used traditional methods. Verbose means more wordy, it has more words. We have defined a function spread out. You can see that returns the variable sentence. It returns the variable sentence, which is this, but it's empty. Modify the function using the spread operator so that it returns the array this. Okay, so we write this, and inside this we write probably dot dot dot. I haven't even tried to figure out the code, but apparently yeah, I think और कुछ ही करना होगा. क्या है? We have defined a function spread out. Okay, so that returns the variable sentence. It does. Modify the function using the spread operator so that it returns the array. Learning to code is fun. I don't see any learning to. I don't see the word learning and fun and is as well. So let's read you. So उठाते हैं ना, and then we'll write appropriately. Learning to code is fun. अभी टू कोड उन्होंने लिख के रखा है, तो इसको क्या करेंगे? Oh yeah, what I can do is I can cut this and I can paste it here. Done. हो गया काम. Learning to code is fun. Nicely done. 45% complete. We are on a roll. Since arrays can be changed, your progress may not be saved. There might be some errors. Your code was saved to your browser's local storage, so it will access our local storage if there is an error. ये क्या हो रहा है देखते हैं. freeCodeCamp. If I write freeCodeCamp, it should show us a white thing with this. Okay, then nothing to worry about. Okay, check for the presence of an element with index of. New function, index of. Since arrays can be changed or mutated at any time, there is no guarantee about where a particular piece of data will be on a given array, or if that element even still exists. Luckily, JavaScript provides us with another built-in method, index of, that allows us to quickly and easily check for the presence of an element on an array. है कि नहीं? Index of takes an element as a parameter, and when called, it returns the position index of that element, or -1 if the element does not exist in the array. भाई है कि नहीं? है तो भी उसकी जगह नाम बता, अगर नहीं है तो -1 बता. Basically apples. यहाँ पे हमने apples, pears, oranges. You can see this is an array. Now if we look for with index of, if we look for dates, there are no dates, so this will return -1. You can see here. Then for oranges are here, so it would return 2. You can see that. Pairs are the last, which would be what, 3 and 5, so this would return 4. Why would pairs? Oh yeah, pairs also appears here too. Okay, so it would return 1, first index at which each element exists. Yep, cool. Index of can be incredibly useful for quickly checking for the presence of an element on an array. We have defined a function QuickCheck that takes an array and an element as arguments, 2 arguments, array element. Modify the function using index of so that it returns true if the pass element exists on the array and false if it does not. If yeah, bane of my existence. Okay, क्या बोल रहा है? It takes an array and an element of arguments. Okay, array and element. ये भाई ये हमारा array. Where is the element? Oh, the element is mushrooms इसमें है कि नहीं देखना है. Using index of so that it returns true if the pass element. अच्छा ठीक है. इसके अंदर होना चाहिए return true semicolon, else return false. हो गया काम. अभी हम लोग लॉजिकल एक्सप्रेशन लिख देंगे, काम हो जाएगा. ओके, इंडेक्स ऑफ व्हाट? array dot index of क्या? element. so elem हो गया काम. if it returns true, it will return true. is mushrooms in it? क्या मजाक कर रहा है? Why does this say true? What? But this doesn't exist on the array. Okay. Array dot index of element. Did I write it incorrectly or what? Fruits dot array dot. This is incorrect. This should say false. If I write false here, would you say false? Yes, it would say false. If I were to Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. It says -1. Oh, can't return true or false, can it? Obviously, so it cannot. So then we also put the equality operator. If this -1, if this is true, then you return false. अरे हाँ, ओ कुछ और भी कर सकते हैं ना. -1 0 है, क्या है? Oh, wait a second. Okay. If it's greater than 0, then you return true. Oh, but it's not greater than 0, so you return false. Yeah, works. नहीं है. अभी इधर मैं लिखूँ squash, SQUASH. It will return false. Why does it return false? Oh, then we can't say 0. It has to be greater than or equal to 0. Yeah, क्योंकि index value 0 based indexes है ना. Cool, 45% complete. Good, nice, done. Thank you. Iterate through all and arrays items. Iterate through all and arrays items using for loops. या भी आया. जब मैं कोड लिखने का ट्राई कर रहा था तब क्या हो रहा था भाई? बेसिक जावास्क्रिप्ट सीखने जा रहा था तब क्यों नहीं बोलना iterate through all and arrays items? क्या यार? Whatever. Sometimes when working with arrays, it is very handy to be able to iterate through each item to find one or more elements that we might need to or manipulate an array based on which data items meet a certain set of criteria. JavaScript offers several built-in methods that each iterate over arrays in slightly different ways to achieve different results, such as every, for each, map. Three things now. Every, for each, map, etc. Oh, it says etc. So there are several methods, different ways. However, the technique which is most flexible and offers us the greatest amount of control is a simple for loop. Okay. This is a function greater than 10. Okay, something greater than 10. Okay. We let a new array, an array. Inside this, we after that we write a for loop. Let I equal 0. I should be less than array's length. I plus. If array I as in 0 is greater than 10, then do this. If not, nothing, and then return new array. Okay. And then it passes this function. करता क्या है? कुछ समझ ही नहीं आया. अच्छा, new array push array I. सब इसमें हो जाएगा. सब new array push. अच्छा, paint होगा. So basically हम लोग जो भी इसमें से all of this will be pushed through this to this. Okay. Using a for loop, this function iterates through and accesses each element of the array and subjects it to a simple test that we have created. In this way, we have easily and programmatically determined which data items are greater than 10. Oh, it will only add items that are greater than 10 in this. Oh, I see. If it is greater than 10, if 2 is greater than 10, then you do this, you push it. If it's not, then you just do nothing and then return it. I see. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Actually, that's very cool. In this way, we have easily and programmatically determined which data items are greater than 10 and return a new array 12, 14 and 80 containing those items. Yup. We have identified a function filtered array which takes array nested. Okay, it takes an array, a nested array. You can see that it's a nested array and element as arguments, this 3, and returns a new array. Element represents an element that may or may not be present on one or more. Element represents an element, okay, that may or may not be present on one or more of the arrays nested within ARR. What What do you mean? When you say 3, are you referring to the number 3 or the third value, the third index? Yeah. अच्छा, may or may not be present on one of the more arrays. ठीक है चलो. Modify the function using a for loop to return a filtered version of the past array such that any array nested within a RR containing element has been removed. Oh. So we're supposed to slice it, are we? Slice 3 from this array? I think so. But with for loop. Yeah, I'll use this for reference. They've already given us an array. Thank you. Array. For let h equals 0. H is let h be smaller than array dot length. हाँ नहीं, इसके अंदर भी एक और लूप आएगा यार. ओके, सेमीकोलन h plus plus. Sorry, semicolon. Done. Now inside this we run another for loop because we have these idiots. This will say j equals we have to let j equals what? 0 semicolon j is array dot should be j, right? array dot j dot len. नहीं, इसमें से डॉट हटाएगा पहले. length, and then we write semicolon, then we write j plus plus. अभी इसके अंदर लिखेंगे क्या? इनको क्या चाहिए? रिटर्न ए फिल्टर्ड वर्जन. अच्छा, इसमें से आएगा. उठा के नहीं अच्छा रखना है. तो पहले वो 0th वैल्यू को देखेगा, वो 3 है. ओके. हाँ, अभी इसके अंदर से देखिए फॉर लूप के अंदर भी हम लोग इफ रन करेंगे. इफ अरे जीरो नहीं होगा. जे रखते हैं, ठीक है. जे के अंदर एच के अंदर जे, ठीक है. एच के अंदर जे इज 3 or we can simply write is not equals to 3, is not equal to 3. Then what you do is you append it. So you write new array dot push, and we write that again if it is not equal to 3. That should do it. हाँ, आ गया रिजल्ट. बाप रे. What will it? Should it be? हाँ, देखते हो, उस पर भी जाते हैं. I think that's it. पढ़ लेते हैं. और कुछ है? Return new array. Okay. Let's read this. Oh, so they should be intact. 10 8 3 14 6 23 3 18 6 should return 10 8 3 14 6 3. इसमें से 18 हट जाएगा. यहाँ से 18 हट गया. अच्छा, वो पूरा ही हटाना है. इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, लेट्स सी. ट्रम्पेट्स 2, फ्लूट्स 4, सैक्सोफोन्स 2. वी आर सपोज टू रिमूव 2. अच्छा, तो वो पूरा वाला, अच्छा वो पूरा ही हटाना है. तो ये नहीं आएगा फिर. बाय. 32312163160. Oh, yeah. Not exactly. Push only the arrays which have 3 in it. Let's read the purpose again. Maybe I got carried away with the purpose. We have defined a function filtered array which takes a nested array and an element as arguments, returns a new array, may or may not be whatever. Modify the function using a for loop to return a filtered version of the past array, such that any array nested within array containing element has been removed. अच्छा, तो अगर 3 होगा तो वो पूरा ही array गायब हो जाएगा. अच्छा, तो ये मैंने कुछ और ही लिख दिया है. So it will go through this. If it finds this value 3 to be here, then it will not take it. So if it's not 3, oh, तो हर एक को चेक करेगा ना. हाँ, हर एक को चेक करेगा. So if it's not 3, oh, अच्छा. अरे बाप रे, this is bad. I shouldn't have written the code this way. Remove the entire array, Booyah. Or no, एक भी नहीं है. This should return empty basically. If it doesn't include 3, then you push the specific array. Cut here. And you do this. You can still see this. कुछ तो बराबर नहीं है. So if array hj, so 0 0 for this case, is not equal to 3, so this is not equal to 3, is 3, then do this, nothing. If it's not 3, then you push it. अच्छा, हाँ, तो ये नहीं चेक करेगा ना. Yeah, bye. Oh, by the way, where is that element? Not 3, ELEM. Yeah, it doesn't change anything really. I'll have to refer to that. Whether an array contains a value. Contents. Contains. Store, add items, remove, copy. Check for the presence of an element. Check for the presence of an element with index of. Yes. Yeah, I completely forgot our index of. So index of fruits. अरे हाँ नहीं. If index of this equals this, then you don't. Auto. ये सब नहीं चाहिए. Index of कैसा function है? By. Okay. So fruits dot index of. Okay. So array. हाँ, आराम से जाएंगे. No, it's not element. It's not even. is greater than 0, हाँ ये तो ठीक है, बट ये क्या करता है, अरे इंडेक्स ऑफ एलिमेंट, not really, this should say array and j and then dot. माइंड ब्लोइंग करते हैं ना, फिगर आउट करते हैं, सिंपल दिमाग दौड़ाना पड़ेगा। आई थिंक या दिस इज नथिंग कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। I'll rewrite this. This is how you push data. हमें सिर्फ डिलीट करना है ना, अगर कुछ चीज़ें सच होती है तो उसको डिलीट करनी है। As in कुछ arguments, if they become truth, you do this, then yeah. If not, you do this. New array dot push array of I. But if it's a nested array, you want to remove the specific array itself. Index of 3. What does that return? So write console.log, I write arr.index of element. It says -1, right? Of course it would return URLs, okay. This says -1. So apparently according to this it doesn't exist. What if I write 1? Sorry, 1. तकलीफ होगी इसको, हाँ डॉट देना पड़ेगा। So now it says 2. So array 1 as in this, the index of 3 is 2, so 0 1 2. कुछ कर सकते हैं, इसका थोड़ा दिमाग चलाना पड़ेगा। बेसिकली if it's -1, then I wanted to do this. Let's go to you. Oh, does 3 not exist anywhere? You know what, instead of you, let's make you 1. Let's make this now 1 again. It says -1. As long as the value is -1, I think this should work. So if अरे this, उसको भी for loop में डाल देंगे। if is greater than 0, then you do what? Then you append the current this. So append is array dot push that array. Right, new arr.push. push क्या करना है, arr dot not dot sorry 1. Sure. It is -1, indeed it is -1. Then new array dot push. So new array के अंदर push करना है arr की first array. Why were you not able to push it? Array का first element, this is the first element. write 0. 3. Why is this not appending? Do you want me to unshift? Nope, no result. Interesting. New ARR dot newarr dot push. क्या कुछ गलती कर रहा हूँ मैं? Am I not supposed to write it this way or what? Interesting. क्या तकलीफ है इसको? Must be a typo, I can't understand, otherwise I write false. Let's leave it empty. Yeah. What do you mean? How is that an empty array? Exactly. What does this do? It returns the index value of the element. So 3, where is 3 in this? It is nowhere. So is it greater than 0? No. Oh, okay. Is this less than 0? Yes, then say 3 to 3. इसको भी हम लोग लूप में डाल देंगे तो ये चेंज होता रहेगा. For this should be inside a curly bracket. ये सब ठीक है. यहाँ पे मैं कर दूँगा curly bracket close. Done. For is closed. Now we write this. For I equals 0. For let I equals 0. I less than array dot length I plus class. So we have all the arrays that equal to this. अब इसको बना देंगे I, इसको बना भी देंगे I. Now this was originally 3, so empty food. Let's return, let's read this, let's copy this and paste it. 10.8.3.14.6.23. 10.8.3.14.6.23. Good, works. Let's write trumpets and saxophones till here. Trumpets and saxophones from here till here. This should return flutes 4, and it does. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Yep, 50% complete. And guys, oh my god, it's already 2 hours and 17 minutes. You know what? Yeah, I think it's time to take a break. I am going to rest my eyes a little. And I can see we are already 50% finished with this. And this feels like a piece of cake, this logic. So I'm going to continue or resume this tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow, back in the same time, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, somewhere in there. And until then, ciao, bye, Jai Shri Krishna, tata. Thank you.